Hello, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to talk about something that you might be doing that is absolutely having a negative effect on your fertility. And it is something that a lot of people might have told you to do, but it could be having an adverse effect. And that is not eating breakfast, also known as intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting absolutely has a place, but in a fertility journey is not the place. And today I'm going to talk about why you need to start eating breakfast, why it is important for your hormones, why it is important for your blood sugar, why it is important for your gut health, why it is important for your fertility to start eating breakfast. So as a reminder, I'm Bianca, fertility diet and lifestyle coach, professionally trained chef, and certified holistic nutritionist, and I help people get and stay pregnant. And if you want to have a baby in 2025, you need to pay attention to this video. Intermittent fasting is very, very popular. It is. It is something that people talk about in regards to reversing insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes, for losing weight, for helping with PCOS. And when I hear people say to me, I'm intermittent fasting because I can't get pregnant or I'm struggling to get pregnant, my heart skips a beat. My knees buckle, because this is not the way forward. Here's the thing you need to know about intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting, and most of the studies done on intermittent fasting were done on men and postmenopausal women. What you are not when you're trying to get pregnant is a man or a postmenopausal woman. The thing about being a postmenopausal woman is once you are past menopause, you start cycling over the 24-hour clock, how men do. Men cycle in the circadian rhythm every 24 hours. As reproductive females, we cycle in the 28 to 35 day infradian cycle. So with the moon, that's why our follicular phase, our ovulatory phase, our luteal phase, our menstrual phase are all a part of that cycle. Now, intermittent fasting is based on the circadian rhythm, meaning you do the same thing over and over and over again. Every single day, rinse, repeat. Now, when you are cycling on the infradian rhythm, so that 28 to 35 day cycle, you are different from 1 week to the next. So doing the same thing over and over and over for your full cycle is not going to be beneficial for you. And that is why intermittent fasting is an asterisk around fertility. Now, here's where I've seen intermittent fasting work for people. If you have obesity, if you are dealing with the disease of obesity, intermittent fasting has proven to help bring those numbers down, to help with many various functions in the body. I think it's beautiful in that space. Intermittent fasting also works for men trying to lose weight, trying to improve their sperm quality, because it is so well tested on men. Like if I have a client come to me and it's like sperm quality is an issue and also egg quality is an issue, that man, that partner is doing intermittent fasting. One thing I will say, just on the side of male fertility, if you decide to intermittent fast or your partner decides to do it, he needs to make sure that when he is eating, when he is in his eating window, it is nutrient dense, it is full of all of the things that lead to good egg and sperm quality. I just had to say that. But going back to intermittent fasting being bad for people who are trying to get pregnant, it is because if your body is already dealing with cortisol issues, already dealing with stress, already dealing with inflammation, and you get up in the morning and your body is hungry, it says, feed me, I need food, please. And you say, no, I'm intermittent fasting, I'm not eating till noon. What your body then interprets is, oh, there must be a danger around. It must not be safe to eat. Cortisol response, gut health is impaired, cortisol goes up, inflammation is the result, all because you simply didn't eat breakfast, because you are going off advice that is not for you at this time. I will never sit here and say intermittent fasting is bad, but it is bad for you if you're trying to get pregnant. Now, there are some people that might come into my comments and say, I got pregnant when I was intermittent fasting. That's beautiful. You are likely the exception and not the rule. So instead, what you need to do when it comes to that morning window, you need to eat within an hour of waking up. Because within that, after that hour is when your body clicks into the, oh my God, are we in starvation mode? Why aren't we eating? What could be the issue? Cortisol response, inflammation, bad things. Now, if you eat within that 1 hour frame, I prefer to eat within about 30 minutes of waking. Then you click off that cortisol response because your body's like, we're safe, we're nourished. And you also click on good blood sugar balance, good hormonal response. And so you want to be eating breakfast. Now, what you eat for breakfast also matters. So gone are the days of a bagel with orange juice, coffee on an empty stomach, or cereal. My God. Cereal is a dessert, so always think of it that way. You instead want to be having a savory, blood sugar balancing breakfast. What does that look like? It looks like eggs. It looks like eggs with maybe a low sodium bacon. It looks like sourdough toast with cottage cheese spread and some avocado. It looks like a cottage cheese bowl with nut-free granola and some berries. Now, I always like to include that last one because when I say savory breakfast, people are like, oh, well, I have to have steak for breakfast. No, you have to have a breakfast that when you eat it, your body interprets it as not sweet. So that's why I say savory. And when you're having something like a cottage cheese bowl, so high in protein, so high in fat, you're adding a nut-free or a grain-free granola. So it's got nuts, probably, and seeds, with also a fat and some protein. And then you're adding something like berries where it also has a lot of fiber, antioxidants. Yes, that tastes sweet in your mouth, which is great for you if that's what you want, but it behaves as a savory blood sugar balancing type of food in the body. So that's something you want to think about. In the Fertility Blueprint, we talk all about this. And the blood sugar module especially. But you want to make sure that you are having a savory breakfast within that time frame. Now, if you're someone that's like, I get up, I simply cannot eat, like your body has like, and again, I said earlier, it is not a flex to not be hungry in the morning. You actually want your cortisol to be firing and saying, we're up, we're ready, feed me, we're hungry. When that signal isn't there, that actually speaks to a cortisol dysregulation. And so if you are a person that isn't hungry in the morning right now, and the idea of forcing yourself makes you feel like nauseous just thinking about it, what you need to do is start slow. I always say bone broth is a phenomenal start because it's nutrient dense, it's got fat, it's got protein, it's got collagen, and that will buy you about an hour, 75 minutes. If you add things to it, so if you add some like leftover cooked vegetables from the night before, some leftover protein, that will give you a good amount of time, 90 minutes, so that you can sort of call up your hunger. But what I also say to people is if you are a person that is not hungry in the morning, you have to force yourself for the first 3 weeks because eventually the sensor in your body will click on and you will start to wake up hungry. And that is, again, one of the tools of measurements I use with clients. If a client is not hungry in the morning when she comes to me, that's one of the tools of measure as we see, okay, hormones are improving, cortisol is improving, you're waking up hungry. But if you are not eating in the morning, you are sending the signal to your body that we are not safe to eat, which means we are not safe to reproduce. We are not safe to ovulate. Your body deprioritizes fertility when it thinks it's not safe to be pregnant. Pregnancy is vulnerable. It is. And the body knows that. And so if you are sending the signal to your body by virtue of not eating in the morning that we are not safe to eat, it also thinks we're not safe to reproduce and procreate. And so that is what we need to start working on. The amount of people that come from the fit girly, gym 5 days a week lifestyle that come into fertility thinking, it's gonna be easy for me, and then it's not. And then we look deeper at what's going on. They likely overexercise. They don't eat breakfast. They're doing fasted workouts. I never want to hear you say fasted workout to me if you are trying to get pregnant. No workout, no anything should go underfueled, ever. That's for men. Leave that to them. Leave that nonsense to them. If you are trying to get pregnant, you need to be eating, you need to be nourishing, you need to be sending the signal to your body that we are safe to get pregnant. And how you start that at the top of your day is eating breakfast and eating it within an hour of waking up. While this might feel challenging for you if you are not conditioned to eating breakfast, this is something that is going to help you feel good in the day. I say it all the time, and I'm going to continue to say it. in your path to baby, in boosting your fertility, you should actually be feeling good in that process, because that is the signal that things are improving. And when you start eating breakfast, you are more energized through the day. You don't hit that mid-morning slump. You aren't reaching for sweets. You aren't craving sweets and coffee and naps and all of that. You are setting the tone for good blood sugar balance, good hormone balance, good hunger cues all throughout the day. And that is important, because good hormonal balance, essential for pregnancy. Good cortisol balance, essential for pregnancy. Good blood sugar balance, essential for pregnancy. And also having good hunger cues, also essential for pregnancy, but not just that, essential for feeling good as you go through your day and your life. And that is my goal, to get you feeling good in your process to pregnancy. So if you liked this video, I loved sharing. I love bone broth. I love breakfast. I love it all. Please like, please share, please subscribe. I love having you here. Please comment and share your experience. If you don't eat breakfast, why? If you do eat breakfast, why? If you didn't eat breakfast and now you eat breakfast, I want to hear how you feel. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.